any of the crimes.
All right, let's do another round here before the evening. I've just got to know where we end up. I'm just going to get right into it, guys. If you watch previous rounds, you know, you kind of got an idea what's happening now. So I'm just going to try to concentrate and not talk.
I want nothing. There is no quid pro quo. This comes on the heels of the testimony by Ambassador Volker that he saw no evidence of bribery, extortion, quid pro quo, or treasonous actions. We didn't get to ask him about obstruction of justice, so we didn't know that was on the table until today. Like the president's call with President Zelensky, Democrats want the American people to believe, as one Democrat on this committee put it, that hearsay is much better than direct evidence. And I think Mr. Ratcliffe from Texas laid out the direct evidence that we have from your testimony today. Nothing we have heard establishes a claim the president acted improperly in his dealings with Ukraine. And certainly nothing has been presented to support anything near impeachment. In the meantime, Mr. Chair, we continue to have no answers to the questions that only you know. Starting with who is the whistleblower who gave birth to this hoax? What was the nature of his coordination with the Democrats on this committee? Second, what is the full extent of Ukraine's election meddling against the Trump campaign in 2016? And finally, why did Burisma hire Hunter Biden? What did he do for them? And did his position impact any U.S. government actions under the Obama administration? Another hearing in the books and no answers to basic three material, actual questions that we can answer. Yield back and thank you, Ambassador, for being here.
Thank you. I thank the ranking member for his remarks. Mr. Sondland, thank you for your testimony today. This is a seminal moment in our investigation. The evidence you have brought forward is deeply significant and troubling. It's been a long hearing, and I know Americans watching throughout the country may not have had the opportunity to watch all of it. So I'm going to go through a few of the highlights, and I'm not going to try to paraphrase what you said. I'm going to refer to your opening statement. We all understood that if we refused to work with Mr. Giuliani, we would lose an important opportunity to cement relations between the United States and Ukraine. So we followed the president's orders. Mr. Giuliani's requests were a quid pro quo for arranging a White House visit for President Zelensky. Mr. Giuliani demanded that Ukraine make a public statement announcing investigations of the 2016 election, DNC server, and Burisma. Mr. Giuliani was expressing the desires of the President of the United States, and we knew that these investigations were important to the President. Later you testified, I tried diligently to ask why the aid was suspended, but I never received a clear answer. In the absence of any credible explanation for the suspension of aid, I later came to believe that the resumption of security aid would not occur until there was a public statement from Ukraine committing to the investigations of the 2016 election and Burisma, as Mr. Giuliani had demanded. I shared concerns the potential quid pro quo regarding the security aid with Senator Ron Johnson, and I also shared my concern with the Ukrainians. So much for the Ukrainians didn't know. You can't have a quid pro quo unless the Ukrainians know, and you have testified today, Ambassador, the Ukrainians knew. You further testified Mr. Giuliani emphasized that the president wanted a public statement from President Zelensky committing Ukraine to look into corruption issues. Mr. Giuliani specifically mentioned the 2016 election, including the DNC server and Burisma, as two topics of importance to the president. In reference to the July 10th meeting at the White House, which you attended with Ambassador Bolton and others in the Ukrainian delegation, you said, I recall mentioning the prerequisite of investigations before any White House call or meeting further justified.
Well, that round certainly didn't go well. It's the last bet. He was able to take us down, if this is the case, in about 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. I'm not very hopeful when I'm down this far, but I mean, I've seen comebacks. This just doesn't appear to be one of them. So that's it, guys. I'm going to have to record a $100 loss. That one's easy. Short session, just get it uploaded. Like I said, I've got to record the losses with the wins. I would prefer more wins, of course, but this is our first $100 loss, so it's got to be recorded. So that takes us from $194 now to just $94. Hopefully we're not going to start trending and see us coming back to a break even, which just means that we would end up playing at the casino for comps and free dinners, and that's, you know, obviously not what everyone wants when they go to a casino. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded, and I'll try again tomorrow.